We are live.
A sequel nobody asked for.
Hello and welcome to this episode of A Sequel Nobody Asked For. You've got myself, you got Kyle. Who else do I have with me?
My name is Justin, the Meat Slayer.
We've got the meat slayer Justin here, and we've got nobody else. So yeah, it's gonna be a very relaxed episode of A Sequel Nobody Asked For. We got something big planned, but before we get started, Justin, are you hungry at all?
I mean, I can always eat. Not gonna lie.
You can always eat. All right. Maybe I'll order something. What are you feeling? I could go for some Arby's.
How dare you?
You
Literally,
just
how
said
dare you?
you just said you're the meat slayer and you're not a fan of Arby's.
When it comes to meats, Arby's doesn't have the meats. I'm a burger boy, and I can do nuggies. I can do pizza even with some meat on the pizza, but Arby's just doesn't do it for me.
Okay, all right. Well, they're going around saying that they have the meats. So you disagree with that. What are the steps you would take to improve Arby's? Which, by the way, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how we can improve fast food restaurants on this episode of A Sequel Nobody Asked For.
See, I knew that. I didn't realize Arby's was going to be the main hitter. Like, this is kind of upsetting. Arby's, here's the thing. They don't have anything on their menu that screams out at me. They've got the fries. The fries are okay.
Okay,
But as far as the meat, nothing.
It's interesting with the fries because they're the only restaurant, at least I know of, that is so like confident with their fries they sell them in stores. Like you can get like Arby's curly fries like frozen, and it's like unless you have a deep fryer, they're not going to taste as good anyway.
That's so true because the process of how they make the things, they have contraptions that they spent money on. They probably had a development team like make it so it tastes good, and then they're like, "Oh, here, have the fries." You're not gonna make them nearly as close as good as us, but hey, whatever.
You know what? It's something. But I have Arby's menu pulled up. Do you need a refresher of some of the things that they offer?
Here's the thing. Why don't you just read it off, and I'll literally say one thing for each of the items that I would change right off the bat, like initial instinct, and you can comment on it. We'll have a little discussion for each thing.
All right. Well, in that case, let's start off with their classic. Everybody knows this. You got their roast beef. What is your beef with the roast beef?
It's probably my favorite out of all the like deli cuts. Besides like Italian stuff, like pastrami, stuff like that, salami, pepperonis, all the E's. So
all the E's. I wish Nico was here so he could pull out a couple more E's that we could, for example.
Here's the thing with the roast beef that's wrong. The bread. It's too mushy. The whole thing is just one texture and it's mush. That's why I don't like it.
See, it's just, to me, it just kind of looks like a bun. Like, you got a problem with seeded buns?
Yeah, I think that to have roast beef, they're just not doing the right bun. Maybe even if it was just a bread, like a slice of bread, but a good gourmet style. Right now, the buns, I don't want nuns.
You don't want nuns of those buns. Okay,
unless they were like toasted. If they were toasted, nice warm buns, I'll go for it.
It is convenient that I bring up Arby's because I used to work there for a while. Get all the ins and outs of working at Arby's. They do toast their buns. Believe it or not.
Obviously not enough.
It is not anywhere near enough. They actually have this contraption that like it's like up top, and you just like drop the buns in, and they slowly fall down and get heated up. And 90% of the time, they're not getting toasted enough.
Wow, Arby's is gonna come after you.
I'm giving out trade secrets, but so your opinion with the roast beef is the buns. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on to their other roast beef item, which would be the beef and cheddar. Now, one of the things they do change with this is the bun. They have like kind of an onion bun with it, which I know you're a fan of onions.
Oh, I love onions. But in the bun?
It's definitely kind of like a sweet onion type. That's the big
Oh,
change. That's the big change. They've got like a melty like hot cheese sauce, and they got their Arby's sauce, which you either love or you hate the sauces at Arby's.
I like that horsey sauce. That
That
makes
horsey sauce,
all their stuff better. But when
big big.
when your scale is here, I mean down here, a little bit of sauce makes it go up to like maybe here. So
So that's still like that's still like a D though. So we're there is a little bit of progress with the horsey sauce there. Um, they also have like a French dip, but I mean I'm assuming that that's just kind of you can't really mess up a French dip.
here's the thing, you can. If the bun
Oh,
is already soft, like
the
super
bun.
soft, it's just gonna get soggy again.
That's true. That's another bun that's toasted, believe it or not. So I don't
It
know.
needs to
I'm
be extra toasty so that when you dip it, it then becomes normal.
that's Yeah, that's a good point. I have the best French dips I've had always had a little bit of crunch even after you dip it. So it's like I'm kind of wondering how they're doing with that. Wow, so they are in your eyes they're just knocking off their beefs.
So maybe they
So
do have the meat, but they forgot about everything else.
they forgot about everything else. Well, we'll move on to their signature items. These are the ones that's like you go in and outside the roast beef, they want you going for these. So yep,
I'm
they're
Mr.
signing
Arby's
off.
signing off on all this.
Chef
Boom,
Chef
boom,
Arby himself.
boom, boom.
All right.
Throw a little left hand in there. Boom. There
Boom,
we go.
boom, boom. All right. So for their first items, we're going with the brisket. You got opinions on brisket right there? I could just show you what's on their flatbread or on their brisket sandwich.
The thing with the brisket is the ratio of meat to bread. Yet again, this is more of a ratio issue. I feel like it could be meatier.
You feel like
From
it
what
could
I've
be
seen, I've never actually had this one, but I've seen the pictures and I've seen other people get it. And I just feel like if you're advertising a brisket sandwich, the thing is, when you're advertising, you have the meats. The meat is the most expensive part, and they're a fast food restaurant. They're trying to keep like the cost down, get those sales higher. They're going too hard on the meat aspect of it, and they can't deliver. They can't deliver all the
so
meats.
so in your eyes with Arby's, we could go through our whole menu, but maybe with
Hmm.
signature, we'll just keep it at this. Is you feel like in order to keep in order to keep costs down, they're just putting less and less meat in.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Not like an extreme amount by any means, but they could be putting more on, and I think they'd be getting a lot more repeat customers, which is
Okay, because
honestly more important. Because nobody's coming to Arby's right now, and every time I've seen one, it's pretty barren.
well, that's a good point actually, because you're right. They do tend to skimp out on their meats. Not only that, but Arby's is really expensive. Like,
Because they've got the high quality meats. Like there's nothing wrong with their meat, in my opinion. Like I said, it's the ratio, it's the bread, it's just off.
it's really it's really kind of bizarre. And instead of seeing like how much I can see people being like, okay, yeah, these guys just want more for their money. Who doesn't fucking want that, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, but it's it is a ratio issue because when you've got the meat there, but they've also got their bread is like there's too much bread whenever they throw toppings on there. It doesn't feel right.
If Arby's wasn't a franchise and it was like that local shop where they could afford to do that, to have the quality over quantity, but also have the quantity, I feel like it'd be something they could do. It's just they really can't mitigate how much their employees are going to throw on a sandwich. Like if you say, hey, put a lot on, they'll be putting too much on. Like you can't control it enough. They say they probably have a process of going like, okay, put one slice or two slices on this thing, and then that's how they control it. If they go, oh, put about like 4 to 6, it's gonna get out of hand. People are gonna put an 8 on.
Just speaking from my experience, it's how they do it, at least with the meats that are sliced. It's based on weight.
Okay.
Like I know that for the roast beef, the classic one, and again, if I found dead, you can blame Chef Arby for this one. It's gonna be 3 ounces for the roast beef, and then
Okay.
as you get higher sizes, like the half pound is like 8 ounces because that's
Yeah.
half a pound.
Well, I feel like
That's
the
kind of
bigger
how
that
they-
is, the more people would get like lazy with it. They go, oh yeah,
Right.
it's over it. When it's only 3 ounces, they go, you know what, I got to get it right on that 3 ounce mark. But when you just have a big pile of meat in front of you, you're like, you know what, it's 8.5, or oh, it's 9, whatever. Because at that point,
Yeah,
after, it's not like there's somebody at the register going, okay, let me make sure everybody made this right, and they weigh their stuff again. No, it doesn't happen
Yeah.
like that.
And it's different than like you go to another restaurant and you order the 10-piece nugget and you're like, oh cool, they hooked me up with 11, because that's directly affecting the taste of the sandwich in that
Mhm.
case.
Exactly. I think Mr. Arby's needs to take a look back at it. Need to change that ratio.
I can agree with this, especially on the prices, because with the next menu item, we're talking about the sliders. Has the potential to be great. They are very pricey. Like they are
No, I've
expensive.
had some of those, and I think I remember liking them all, but the price of them was outrageous, I think,
Like
from what I remember.
their best one, in my opinion, is the pizza slider, because you've got that ratio, and if we're talking about Italian meats, you got the E meats on there. You got the pepperoni, the salami, you got, this isn't meat, but you got cheese. And
I know I'm the one that coined the phrase e-meats, but it also sounded like it was like electronic, like it was online. Like I've got all my e-meats for all my e-boys and girls out there.
All right, here's our next step for Arby's. We got e-meats. Wherever you are, if Arby's got some meats, they'll deliver them to you for your electronic method. You might ask, how's
Print
that
them
different
out.
from DoorDash? You're the ones at the multi-million-dollar corporation. You figure it out. We're just giving you
I'm
the idea.
imagining a full-scale printer, and instead of printing out paper, so a thing of salami just comes out, and
Quick, we got
a flat bread comes out.
We got a big delivery order. Fax them some salami. Stat.
Yep.
That's. I think we might have just hit a business idea, but I can't see how it would feasibly work.
No, not at all. But I'm okay with
All
that.
right.
That's what we're about.
See, we could roast Arby's for a while, and when there's another menu category I want to go over, but
For sure.
I'm hearing a lot of they have the potential to make good things, and a lot of their meats are good, but it's too pricey for what you get, and I'm hearing there's a lot, the ratio from like bread to meat is off.
The sliders, way better in that category. I feel like the ratio gets put more on track, but then yet again, the pricing of it. If there was a deal where you could get multiple, like I think they have a deal, but I think it needs to be better than that, where you're getting like a party pack kind of deal.
I know at one point, like years and years ago, they would have like, this isn't for sliders, but they would have like, give 5 roast beef sandwiches for $5.
Okay.
It's like if you're getting $1 a sandwich at that point, yeah, it's just roast beef, but at that point, it's $1 a sandwich.
That's when I'm willing to sacrifice the quality
Yeah.
of it, or get like a cheaper version of something. When they have a really good deal, that's where I'm looking at as a frugal person, where I'm nickel and diming every restaurant I go to. So that, the one time I go out and I do want to spend money, I can. But all those meals that are just getting me through the day kind of thing, I'm going to Arby's. I'm getting that cheap stuff. Sorry. I'm not spending my big bucks there.
Exactly. I can agree with that. We got a couple other restaurants in line, but before we leave Arby's and it goes back to nursing its 3 customers it gets a day, I want to talk about their desserts. So, big thing I want to bring up with their desserts is they have like the normal fast food stuff, like shakes, cookies, and all that. But I want to hear your opinion. Arby's thinks they can do the root beer float better.
So how better?
So not only do they have a root beer float, but they've got a Coca-Cola float and a Dr. Pepper float.
So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with
You're
it
okay with it.
because I like the combination of soda and ice cream. I've tried a lot of different kinds. If you're familiar with the Big Red, the soda where it tastes kind of just like bubble gum, I want to say it's trashy. It's just
Oh
sugar,
yeah.
but you throw a scoop of vanilla in there, boom, it tastes pretty darn good. Orange soda's good. So if they ever delve out deeper, I'm okay with this idea. I feel like it's a cute little add-on. You can just be like, oh, add a couple bucks or a buck or two, and you got ice cream in your drink. You just got it plopped right in.
It definitely seems like they have a good idea. I remember when I worked there, if somebody was annoying me as punishment whenever that was a thing, I'd be like, "All right, you're drinking the Powerade float." We had like a blue Powerade on tap, and I do that with ice cream, and it was gross.
See, yeah, you can fly too close to the sun with that one. You don't want to be putting like Gatorade, Powerade, any of that stuff in there. Um, what was it though? I have a little thing to add to Arby's too once we wrap up this section.
Okay.
I think the float's perfectly fine idea. I feel like other restaurants should be doing this, especially if they're already serving ice cream.
Yeah,
Like just
it's
plop one
really.
in.
I just know that it was basically like, yeah, put the ice cream in, dump the soda in, and then bam, you can charge, like in Arby's case, you can charge way much for way too little. Um,
Exactly.
the only other thing I want to bring up, and I'm only bringing this up because you brought up Big Red. Are you familiar with the big brand of soda? Because they have a lot of different sodas. So you might think, oh, just Big Red, it's the Dr. Pepper knockoff. Oh no. See, not only do they have Big Red and like the zero sugar kind, but they got Big Blue, Big Peach, Big Pineapple,
So they're hitting everything that no other soda brand has.
Big Orange.
Okay.
The name of this one is killing me. Big Punch Fruit Punch. You got the double punch in there. And Big Honey Lemonade. That's not soda. That's lemonade.
It literally sounds like they're just cornering the market for stuff. Like, and I bet this orange one isn't like orange soda. I bet it's like orange, like a derivative of frickin' Sunny D. Like where it's more citrusy, less like actual soda. Because it
I,
sounds like from all this that they're literally just getting everything that nobody else sells so that they have the market there for that. Because they know if they make Big Thunder or like Big Pepper, that it's not going to be as good as Dr. Pepper or something, or the Mountain Dew Mountain Lightning deal, Big Lightning.
I wish I could tell you if that was, but see, I knew that the big brand was like they're bigger than people realize, and yes,
Oh yeah.
I guess the pun is intended with that one. I found these on the Soda Fandom Wiki, which is I always love how there's a Wikipedia for everything, and the entire article for Big Orange, I am not kidding you, is Big Orange was a flavored soda released by Big Red Inc. Released alongside Big Blue in 2009 and then discontinued in 2011, and then it just repeats that sentence again, and that's the entire article for Big Orange. So
Oh, Big Orange. We love to so.
Big Orange. All right, did you have a last point for Arby's? Because I feel like we kind of got our improvements out of the way with that one.
I think we make a new menu item.
You make
I don't know if you're
menu item.
familiar with poutine, but Arby's has
familiar.
all the ingredients to make a good poutine. They got the fries, the curly fries, or they can do their new fries, which I've just recently heard about, I think from you. They've got meats, they've got cheeses. I don't know if they have a gravy, but they've got that au jus or whatever for the French dip.
Oh yeah.
And they could like either thicken that up or just kind of pour it over it. I don't know what they'd really do. But they could, for those not familiar with poutine, it's fries, cheese curds, and not like fried cheese curds, like actual cheese in curd form that when poured hot gravy all over it, it starts melting, it gets gooey. You get that nice little squeak from it while you're chewing on it. And then there's usually some kind of meat on it, whether it be bacon,
So
roast beef, whatever we do. I don't know for Arby's.
I'm gonna blow your mind with this one. They actually kind of sort of have that.
Do they have like a loaded fries option?
They do have a loaded fries option.
Okay, I'm okay with this.
It's similar to what you have. They instead of the crinkle fries, the newer ones that I was telling you about, they have the curly fries.
Good.
And instead of like cheese curds, they do like a hot melted cheese, so it's a little different. I think for a poutine one, it would work better with a cheese curd type deal. So you might have to actually invest in this a little bit, Chef Arby. But between that and the bacon, they're trying,
Yeah.
but
I think if they doubled down on that idea and they really went like, hey, go crazy with our sides right now, or like get a good deal, get a weird ass like family size one where it's just like a big tray and go like, hey, here we go. Bon appetit.
You know what? That'd be cool. I'd be down with that. Yeah.
Bon appetit. We got the meat. There we go. On that one, we can conclude our Arby's chapter.
So Arby's, if you're listening, just make it a little more value centric and try and improve your ratio. And you know what? You might have something here. Moving on from Arby's, we're going to Wendy's.
Okay.
You got any problems with Wendy's here?
Wendy's is a beautiful, beautiful place in my heart. As opposed to Arby's. Another one of the E's in the fast food business. Those E-foods. Wendy's, though I'm not too sure about their humble beginnings, or not so humble beginnings. I don't really know any history behind Wendy's. I want to say, I don't know where I heard it, but someone said that like the Wendy's sign was, they were actually looking for this girl named Wendy or something, and they just like posted her picture up so they could find her. I'm not too sure. If you could look into it, because I've always been curious why Wendy's is Wendy's, but they've got some deals. I know they got that 2 for $5 deal, which is like you get a big honking sandwich, either like the Dave's cheeseburger and like their chicken sandwich, 2 for $5. Boom, I could down them both, no problem.
So I think you might be thinking of a different place because Wendy's has their like big bag stuff. I don't think they have like a 2 for $5, but they have like their like the 4 for $4 deal.
Oh no, they have both.
They have both.
It's literally it might have been a limited time thing. But just trust me, I know it existed because I probably gained a couple pounds while it did. I was like, okay, cool, just hit the gym. Let's get let's eat a Dave single and then another Dave single.
Oh, hey, you know what?
But their chicken sandwiches, divine. That's why when we go to this, it might be a little harder for me to critique or see what we could do better.
Well, at least on my end too. I love Wendy's too. I would say that a lot of their specialty items, they're really, really quick to change the menu up.
Yep. And
they have had some good items that have just disappeared off the face of the planet. Like, you remember, are you a fan of Wendy's chicken nuggets at all?
Oh yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say they're not fans, and I don't get it. But
I almost did the chicken nugget challenge from Wendy's instead of McDonald's. But I was like, you know what? I think Mickey D's, it's for me this time. Because they've got a party pack at Wendy's. I might go down that road if there's ever the trilogy ever shows up and I can do that third challenge.
I then in that case you were alive and aware for the tragedy when they took off the spicy nuggets.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it, but I'm just hearing the news now. I'm gonna have to take a minute to reflect.
Oh no, they brought them back.
Oh, yeah, my minute of reflection is now up.
See, they took them off, and then people were like, "Wendy's, what are you doing?" And then they're like, I don't know, just get a regular chicken nuggets." And then like
It's
some
not the same.
celebrity, I think it was, and then some celebrity, I think it was like Chance the Rapper or something, was like, "Wendy's, bring these back. Get them. Let's retweet this." And then they got like a shit ton of retweets. And Wendy's like, "Okay, we'll bring them back." And it's like, you gotta like assert yourself with your menu. If you have something good and you want to make a decision, don't cave to peer pressure.
Well, here's the thing. There's a reason they probably took them off, and the two reasons I can think of are one, they weren't selling them, or two, the cost to make them, or like the resources needed to make them, were just not sustainable. And because that's why I think Taco Bell took out their potatoes for a bit, because I think it was taking too many resources. Like it was making their drive times go up. They're like, oh, can't, and which I don't know why, because I feel like potatoes you could have pre-made like all day long, but
Oh, that's how
maybe
every
not.
other restaurant does it too. Everything they have here is pre-made.
Something about it was either affecting drive times, but I couldn't see it affecting cost, because it's just potatoes, and potatoes are pretty darn cheap, unless
And
you're in
it's
Ireland, a century or two ago, which we're
and
not.
it's
So
Taco Bell too. Like it's like, oh, we have to raise our prices of that to like 10 cents more. Like, oh well, it's still cheap as hell because it's Taco Bell.
exactly.
One note I will give, one thing I will say for Wendy's, given at least with their chicken sandwiches, is when they do offer something new, they have you covered for like how you want that chicken. Like I
Yeah.
haven't seen a restaurant do it like that. Like if you got like an Arby's thing, you can't like get a different kind of roast beef if you want like a roast beef sandwich or a brisket. But just looking on here, it's like, oh, I want a chicken sandwich from Wendy's. It's like, well, how do you like that? You want that regular? You want that a little bit kick? You have the spicy, or are you trying to be health conscious? You want it grilled? We have the resources, and we got you
Do
covered.
they have different buns? Because that I'm
Let
not
me
sure of. I
let
feel
me
like I
quick
heard somebody say something about it, but I'm not
I
100%.
feel like for that I'd have to try and mock order it, which I don't think I can do from their website.
I could
I
have
mean,
sworn they might have had either pretzel buns for a bit or
oh, they
something.
do. They
Oh, they
they
do?
they do right now because one of their items is like a pretzel like bacon pub sandwich.
Oh,
But let me try
okay.
and
But it's not like an
see.
offer for every sandwich kind of thing. As far as
I
I
might
know.
have to. I'll just have to click on
Might
the
did
sandwich at the regular bun. Um,
I
yeah.
unfortunately don't have the Wendy's app just on my phone. Unless you know what? I can't say that for sure.
So just
Oh my
looking at
god.
stuff you can add. Just looking at stuff you can add. You can add a pretzel bun to any sandwich.
Okay, so right
So
there, Arby's, take notes. Because guess what? The person who doesn't think the regular bun is quite enough, they can then upgrade, make their life better. If they think that the normal bun is perfect for them, they can leave it at that. You give
and
the choice to the people.
I'll tell you this right now. Wendy's has definitely got you covered for extras because just looking at this random chicken sandwich I picked on the spicy jalapeno popper, they already
Yeah,
got a lot of good stuff on there. I'm not going to have any issues with it. But you want onions on there? You can add that. It doesn't cost any extra. They ain't going to charge you extra for onions. They'll charge you extra for like you want like different kinds of cheeses or like if you want an avocado on there for some reason. But
really.
just just random like little extras like that, they got you covered. Go nuts. Build something gross and disgusting. Wendy's got you covered. Wendy will look the other way.
Something gross and disgusting. I'm all for it. So here's the thing, how do we make it better? That's quite the
It might
endeavor
be
in my opinion.
it might be hard with Wendy's. My big thing with that is I do always wish for I do wish for a little more when they feature something. Um, new that really tastes good. I wish they would keep it around for a lot longer. It really, especially with Wendy's, I mean, this is a thing for all restaurants like this too, but especially with Wendy's, I feel like they introduce it, get everyone hooked, and then just like take it away. And it's really, really frustrating.
It is
Um,
frustrating. I also see where they're coming from, though. I see that they're like, let's create a stir with this. And then the next time we release something, they're still going to keep coming, kind of thing. Like, I feel like the pull that they get from that is enough to keep people interested and waiting around for the next thing to come out. At least
I
that's
can
what
agree
I'm
with
getting
that.
from it. But as a consumer and like the person who probably has fallen in love with some of these deals, which I know I have, it does kind of it pulls at your heartstrings.
I will also say on just on from we were talking about the frugal end for it. Wendy's likes to tout that they have a value menu. Outside of it just being like one cheeseburger and one chicken sandwich, everything else there shoots up to like $3 minimum,
Yeah.
and then it'll go up to their more premium items. So I would say, and maybe with the cost of production going up and things, this is impossible. But maybe with a little more variety in their items, like even if it's just something simple, I know that I mentioned you can add different things to their sandwiches, which I'm assuming you can still do with their just regular burgers or chicken sandwiches, but make it maybe put on like, oh hey, we got this new item for dollar menu. It's a spicy burger or something that we'll put like some like smoky jalapeno sauce and some crispy onions there. New item on the dollar menu, come today. Do a little advertising with that. I feel like you get a lot more people.
I feel like yeah, their advertising is just lacking because they switch through everything so much that if they really just hit something home, like the pretzel bun thing, whatever ad campaign they did for that, don't know about it. I have no idea what happened, when, where, how, who, what.
Right, like you
I saw it
you
when
know
I
when
showed up,
yeah, you
but
know that Wendy's has good things, but you're not always quite sure like if it's technically there because it's like even you were like, yeah, I love the pretzel bun, but I'm not sure if they're serving it right now or if you can
mm-hmm.
do that with every sandwich. And I know Wendy's has the ability because they're always famous for dunking people on Twitter, and I feel like I'm the only one who knows this. Wendy's released a rap album on Spotify. I know they have the marketing down. Yeah, they released like a 4-track like diss track album for other fast food
There we
restaurants,
go.
which is
Dang.
very, very modern. And I never heard a rap based on like a fast food deal, but I'm telling you, they got one that's like full, 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 better than the rest, stuff like that. It's like I know they have the ability.
See, that's the thing. I feel like they've got the heart all there. They're just like, though that is entertaining, is it getting the message across?
I mean,
Is
I
it
could
is
I
it
could be
telling me what I can get at Wendy's?
I
It's
mean,
telling you can get the 4 for 4.
yeah, but I could be bumping the Wendy's wrap all day, but if I'm bumping it in the Burger King drive-through there, that doesn't do
Oh,
anybody any good.
that hurts. That hurts. With a Burger King crown, like you pick one up and through the drive-through, you're like, "Hey, can you toss one of those in my bag?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure thing, bud." And you're driving out, you got the like crown sideways, going talking about 4 for 4 every day of the week, but you're eating a freaking Whopper. How dare you?
Yeah,
How
I just
freaking dare you?
so I guess to wrap up with Wendy's, they have the heart there, but
They
a
have
lot
the
of their
heart. They have the product.
they do. I think what their biggest improvement with that is refocusing their advertisement.
They make a Facebook or a Twitter or a thing like their own platform, and then
like
they just always keep us in tune with it.
like a
That way, I
Wendy's
know.
social network. Ooh,
Yes, the Wendy's social network, and they just keep us informed every day. Like, hey, just so you know, pretzel bun coming your way. Try to fit these buns in your mouth because we
I'm
know
ashamed.
everyone can.
I'm ashamed to say I would download that app. I'm
Oh
ashamed
no,
to say I would
for
make sure
sure.
that thing that gets notified to my phone. I'm pretty sure I already do that with the Wendy's app, but it's just like that's this. It's like, hey yo, Chef Wendy here, coming at you live with the pretzel bun.
Exactly. And you can message all your friends on there in the Wendy M's. Boom, slide right in.
Wendy M's, that's perfect. Oh my god, we just
Okay,
gave
so
you
we
free
just need to build a
marketing.
site. We're building a
We
site for you. Hire us.
wait, you know what? We're just gonna do it, and then they can hire us. All right. This episode is actually a get rich quick scheme. And we'll get rich quick. But
We just put the pretzel bun right on top. Tuck that burger in for the night. There we go, Wendy's.
while we gave Wendy's free advice, we built up Wendy's, built up Arby's. We're going for the full stop. Bam, we're building up McDonald's. We're building up. These guys have got like millions, if not billions, in marketing, and us two dashing lads, we're gonna improve you. We're gonna improve you, and we're gonna do it for free.
Wendy's. I'm already talking about Wendy's. It's just on my brain. No, McDonald's. So their thing is, at least in my opinion, is they're just buying every plot of land possible, throwing a McDonald's on it, making revenue, keeping it there, so that one day, eventually, everywhere, they just own everywhere. They have all this property throughout the world, and they can just be like, boom, we're changing it all, and we're taking over the world. That's what I think their plan is. Whether that's true, whether it comes into fruition, but think about it. Even in small towns, there's at least one McDonald's. Maybe slightly bigger towns, there's like 3. Like it's everywhere.
Yeah, it really
They're making
everywhere.
a monopoly. If the world was a game board, like a Monopoly game board, they're already building hotels. Every space is a freaking hotel. Boom, done. Charge you a bunch, done.
McDonald's is sitting here being like, yeah, we're the Disney of fast food, and you're going to like it.
No, that's the thing is one day McDonald's, Disney, they're going to butt heads. They're going to be like, well, I own this portion of the world. This is McDonaldopolis, and then here's Disneytopia. And they're just the two new countries like going at it. As far as food goes, I don't know. Where do we start? Do we start from the menu? Do we start from advertising? Because we kind of went both sides of it in the last 2.
You know what? Let's start with the menu. Just because the first thing you click on when you look at the full menu for McDonald's, the first thing is customer favorites. We're the customers. We're going to narrow it down. Everything with McDonald's to me is just, I'm hungry and I don't care what I put in me. So, do I have
it's the same thing for my weekend vibes.
Basically, it's like, I'm just looking at customer favorite. Am I going to call the Big Mac bad? No, I'm not going to call it bad. Is it going to be my favorite thing? I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite thing at McDonald's because it's just there, you know? I mean, like, the Big Mac, is there... What's special about the Big Mac?
The sauce, at least once upon a time. You weren't getting that sauce on any other burger at fast food chains. Now, you might see it in some more locations. They know this is the special sauce, and this is going on your burger at all the other restaurants now. But once upon a time, it was unique. Now, in the modern era, the Big Mac, though, if you look at a Big Mac, you will see the Big Mac and go, that is from McDonald's. The visual representation, the overall taste of it, yes, but you could get a different quality of product from somewhere else with that same special sauce. So,
yeah,
once upon a time, it was. Something I can say about all these items is that they're all classic. They have a nostalgia factor. You see, probably on all these favorites, it should be called McDonald's Classics, in my opinion. Not seeing what's on them, but I'm assuming there's going to be like chicken nuggets or something. Like
literally
something that's iconic.
Chicken nuggets.
Exactly.
The next one is chicken nuggets,
exactly.
which I will say this, if I am just craving like a fast food chicken nugget and I'm not really caring what I get, McDonald's is generally like a safe bet just because their chicken nugget is like iconic and it's got
You know
that.
what you're getting.
Not only that, but it's got like it's consistency.
It's
Like
a
if you go
crunch.
to, it's got the crunch, but like if you go to a different fast food restaurant that maybe might put a little more time and effort into their chicken, you can tell when they get lazy with it.
Mhm.
Like we're not going to talk. I know Burger King isn't in this episode, but you, Burger King's chicken nuggets taste like fucking deer meat. Like they always like,
I
yeah,
was
you
gonna
can
say
get
horse,
a
but yeah.
like, yeah, we got a 10 nuggets for $1.49, and it's like, yeah, how do they taste? We got 10 nuggets for $1.49. And it's like,
Just
okay,
disregarding the
well,
question completely. You're not wrong.
um
You are not at all in the
it's
slightest.
um it says something when with your last chicken nugget challenge, you went with McDonald's and got 120 of their nuggets.
Hmm.
And the fact that after that you can still champion McDonald's nuggets has a testament to their quality.
Oh yeah, there's something that has not been aired after the like initial release of that episode. The next day, all the nuggets I didn't eat, I just ate for breakfast the next day. Like I wasn't sick of chicken nuggets yet, and I wasn't gonna waste them. I wasn't gonna just be like, oh, let me toss them. No, it was fine. It literally just my stomach could not handle it. I wasn't getting to a point of, oh, this is gross. The flavor was still there. The consistency was still there. Like obviously the next day the nuggets were refrigerated and not like as good crunch wise. I think I threw some of them in like an air fryer and they crunched up a bit. So it was fine. But
Hmm.
in the initial nugget challenge when I just microwaved them, um consistency was getting there to me. It wasn't the act of fullness, it was just disgusting. The McDonald's nuggets,
Yeah.
though I hate to say it, I could down about 100 of them no problem. Like I'm upset that I can say that.
Well, you probably could have finished that challenge, yeah, if you just
I could have.
remembered you were doing a nugget challenge
Yeah,
that
I
day,
did
didn't
eat
like
earlier that
normal.
day, not thinking about it whatsoever.
Um, but yeah, honestly, that's my thing with McDonald's is I wouldn't say that there's anything on the menu that it's like, oh, I just won't eat that. Maybe their like fish sandwich, just because I never trust fast food fish.
Yeah. I
Um,
know people that live by it
but
though. They're
I
like, I'm
they
going for that fish fillet. I'm going for that McRib. That's the seasonal thing that shows up every once in a while.
every time the McRib comes back, I have to laugh because they make a big thing. Like it's like the
It's what
McRib
Wendy
is
should be doing.
back. It
It's what
is what
Wendy
Wendy
should be
should be
doing.
doing. And they actually have the product to back it up instead of whatever kind of meat the McRib is. But outside of that, I will say I think they might be getting the hint because one of their new things they have is they have like a new chicken sandwich. That's something like every restaurant nowadays is like doing they're like, yeah, it's my hat in the chicken wars. We got the chicken fillet. We got new one here. So it's like that one is actually it tastes pretty good. It's not middle of the road for McDonald's. Um, maybe for an episode we can rate the chicken sandwiches.
The chicken
Uh,
wars.
the chicken wars, see who's actually on top. But I feel like McDonald's is pretty good on this one. Um, but then you go down the line a little bit, and the McChicken's just kind of like a regular chicken sandwich. It's just that's my thing with McDonald's is it's just like it's just there. That's what the point, kind of a point you brought up in the beginning is it's just they always want to be there.
They want to be there. They want, I think that the integrity of the food will always hold up because it's so manufactured and all that baloney. What if those are actually, they're getting all the properties bought up? What if when you like discard your McDonald's products, they're actually like seeds? I think they're trying to plant things. Like I think that they
Ooh.
stay intact so much that when you throw it somewhere, you're like, you know what? I don't need this. The birds are going to eat it or something. Like obviously not the wrapper, but just all the food. The birds don't touch it. Boom. 10 years later, there's a burger tree.
You see, you're thinking of Burger Tree. I'm thinking That's how the restaurants are springing up so quickly.
Yeah, I know.
Whenever a McDonald's comes into town, they always spring up quickly. So that's how they build it and cut costs on construction. Just go to neighboring
The
McDonald's.
food is made out of the same thing that the walls are. Like literally, it's just all the same thing. That's why they can cut costs so much.
It's not the fact that it's not the fact that McDonald's food just tastes like whatever. It's the fact they got us getting addicted to eating drywall that it's so middle of the road.
Exactly. They're doing something, and then eventually the workers are going to be like, you just leave a burger there, you water it. 20 minutes later, it's like a chia pet. It's like, hello, welcome to McDonald's. My name's Kenny. How can we help you?
I mean, that's instead of having a labor crisis, just change your food into something that can also be,
they're going to be Mickey D's robots coming up soon.
You know what? You don't even have to. In that case, you don't even have to put the resources and infrastructure to build robots.
No.
Just toss a Big Mac
fueled
on the
by. Yep. You
toss
literally
a Big Mac
open
on
up the
ground,
back.
water it, and there you go. There
Oh
you
my
go.
God. Because
feel like
they're not made of food. Like the food there is not made of food. It was made in a lab, and all that's going to happen is one time they're accidentally going to make grimace. Like one time they're just accidentally just gonna be like, "Oh, I'm alive, guys."
This kind of brings a dark origin to the Hamburglar. Because what if he's just trying to steal food to like stop this human conspiracy in Donald?
Oh my God, he was really the good guy all this time.
He was really the good guy. Did we crack the code of the McDonald's lore?
I think so. So is McDonald's really doing anything wrong though? Like for what they are, for what they're trying to be, are they doing anything wrong? What can we add?
As a consumer, I've noticed the trend of instead of trying to switch up their menu or trying to make something.
That's great. That's all we have time for today. I'm just fucking with you. Okay, continue.
You threw me the fuck off.
You're like, what the fuck? No, really, I gotta go though. I'm okay. I'll stop.
All right. I noticed that instead of trying something new on their menu, their latest advertising trend is it's just, hey, this is celebrity. This is what they get at McDonald's. Get what celebrity get. That does nothing for me.
No, No, there's really nothing about that gets me going.
Like they did it with Travis Scott, and the first time it was kind of funny because it's like, can I get the Travis Scott burger? And it's like that was funny, but they've done it with some other celebrities, and now according to their website, they're doing it with that the BTS, the Korean band, and that meal is literally just nuggets, fries, and a drink, but they got you on the sauce. They got like different kinds of sauces. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Here's the other thing. Who's to say that's not manufactured? Who's to say someone made up a meal and went, hey, Travis Scott, can you put your name on this? Like, we know you don't get this. Like, I'm waiting for an athlete to get it that obviously does not go to McDonald's or goes like every once in a while. And they're just signing off on this huge burger that they never actually eat.
Right. It like, at least with the BTS meal, it doesn't make sense if this is like, hey, this is what BTS gets, because they're introducing new things with the BTS meal. The sauces are new, as far as I understand.
How do they get it? Maybe it was a predetermined thing, like, hey, we're gonna put your name on this if you want to make a sauce or try a couple of our sauces we have in production. But still, what if they each only get one nugget too? There's only one nugget per member. They actually get that for the whole squad. And then they're watching my video of me eating and they're just like disgusted. They're like, I can do one nugget and that's it.
I would be amazed if BTS is watching us, because in that case, that means their fans are watching us, and we have to watch what we say in that case, because they will cancel the fuck out of us really quick. So
I love BTS.
Praise BTS, praise BTS. No wrong decisions here. Don't no no don't cancel us, 17-year-old girls.
Oh,
Oh no, I said cancel.
and that's all the. Okay, never mind. Okay, when that
They've
actually goes to
infiltrated-
cut and it's our final cut, everyone's gonna be like, "What? Are you kidding? Like, is it really over?"
they've infiltrated the stream. But we went through Arby's, we went through Wendy's, we went through McDonald's, gave our inputs. Do you feel like they're gonna actually listen to us?
Arby's, you need to listen to us. I don't know what you were doing, how you were doing it. You messed up. I think Wendy's and McDonald's, they're doing it right enough that they might not need our prowess, but wouldn't hurt to listen a little. Throw something our way. I think we need to have a sequel nobody asked for meal. We'll come up with one of those. Send it to them.
Oh yeah,
A burger with nugs on it.
A burger with nugs. See,
burger
I'm
with
trying to
nugs
think
on
of.
it.
See, here's the thing. I'm trying to think of a sequel nobody asked for meal, and like the big food things that we've done are just either things McDonald's would never offer, like ranking different kinds of foods that they just don't offer,
Yeah.
or get the sequel nobody asked for meal. It's 120 fucking nuggets. At
People
least-
ask, is this the party pack? No.
Okay, so I think their best way of doing a sequel nobody asked for meal would be our logo. We have the hot dog, the pop, the soda pop, and the weenie. What would the weenie get at McDonald's?
Weenie would get, since there is no weenie there, I don't know. Honestly, it would be a burger cut in half. So it resembled more a hot dog.
I think what they would do is they basically introduce a new kind of bun that's a longer bun. They'd be
Okay.
like, get the hot dog burger, and it's their like $1 burgers, but like doubled.
Just literally, yeah, across.
They
A
do
long
that.
john.
They do that, and obviously with all these meals, they get fries and a Coke.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Popcorn.
popcorn would get like basically just want to get like they would get like biggest sandwich they got with the most meat, so they would get like a double quarter-pound meal with like as much fucking sauce as possible. Like as much sauce, just like layer it in. Like obviously they're not going to put butter on the burger. Maybe they'll put butter on the burger. I don't know, but in that case, it's like popcorn's at its best when it's just drenched in fucking butter. So it's like drench it in sauce, I guess.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem though. I don't know for soda because what would soda eat?
You get 2 large Diet Cokes.
That's the meal. It's like
Like
can I
there's
get
one
the,
sandwich and then it comes with 2 Cokes. Okay.
Can I get the
Really quick tip for y'all when you're going through the drive-through. If you're getting a little too much food, like for just you, and you're feeling a little sad about life or something, get another drink so it looks like it's for 2 people. Like, so it looks like you're going and picking something up for someone else. That way the guilt's gone. You can go crazy. Not that I've
you
ever
know
done
what?
it. Not that I've ever.
I mean, drinks are usually one of the cheaper options at fast food restaurants. McDonald's,
And
any
you'll
size
drink
you
them
want's a
both.
fucking buck. Yeah,
You'll drink them both.
Because you're going to McDonald's and ordering enough food for 2 people. You're feeling that guilt. You'll drink
All
it.
that salt, and you're just like, at least they're diet. Oh yeah. Well, there we go. And on that note, I think we kind of bar rescued / like kitchen nightmared it. We came in, we said, no, you can't do this anymore. We don't believe in you, at least in this aspect, but we believe in this, and we're gonna run that home. But also in those shows, I'm pretty sure all the restaurants end up closing like 3 weeks after.
I'll tell you this. We went through all these restaurants. McDonald's, hope you're listening. We're tired of you being treated like a clown. It's time for you to come up, rise up to the challenge, be a king. I want to see Ronald McDonald Burger King face off.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll do something with that. I'm totally down for it. I'm a burger boy through and through. Absolutely through and through.
It's time to take down the king.
I think it's time for the outro too. So if we can hit that. Oh. I'm just kidding. It'll probably
A sequel nobody asked for.